Greetings, seekers of the unknown, and welcome to this realm of revelations and mysteries. Today, we will venture down less trodden paths, exploring secrets that defy conventional understanding. Before we delve into this enigma, allow me to share a maxim that will guide our journey. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. These words, steeped in esoteric meaning, remind us that true will is the key to unraveling the fabric of the universe. On this channel, we will embark together on a quest for hidden truths, challenging the boundaries of the known. This is a space for those yearning for self-knowledge, for the courageous who wish to plunge into the abyss of understanding. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on upcoming revelations and share your reflections in the comments below. Here, we will build a community of esoteric explorers, sharing our experiences and learning from one another. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. May these words resonate in your minds as we unveil together the secrets that lie beyond the veil of reality. May this journey be filled with discoveries and enlightenment. Let us then enter the realms of the unknown. This is our sanctuary of hidden wisdom. Welcome to the eternal quest for truth. Brothers and sisters, welcome once again to our sacred space, Aleister Crowley's diary. Today we shall delve into one of the most profound and essential aspects of Thelema, Gnosticism. This is not a simple subject, but as always, knowledge requires our dedication, our focus, and above all, our will. Let each word I share today be a key to your inner understanding. Gnosticism, first and foremost, is a school of thought that dates back to antiquity. Emerging during the first century of the Christian era, it was a response to Orthodox Christianity and rigid Judaism of its time, offering a radically different vision of the cosmos, human nature, and the divine. The word gnosis means knowledge, but not the type of knowledge gained through books or rational logic. We are talking about a direct and ineffable understanding of ultimate reality, something that can only be experienced mystically and transformatively. At its core, Thelema and Gnosticism share a similar quest: the search for truth through personal and direct knowledge, an intimate and personal connection with the divine. In Thelema, the fundamental principle is clear: do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. This is not a license for chaos or blind indulgence, but an exhortation for each individual to discover and follow their true will, their profound and unique purpose, which transcends superficial desires and the distractions of everyday life. In Gnosticism, we find a similar structure, where the purpose of life is not merely to survive or conform to external social or religious rules. Gnosticism holds that the material world is imperfect, often seen as a prison created by lower entities, the Archons. The true purpose of human beings is to transcend this prison through direct knowledge of the divine, of our true nature. In the Thelemic context, we might say that these Archons are the illusions of the ego, the false identities we accumulate over time. The true will, in contrast, is the divine essence that lies hidden within each of us, waiting to be revealed. Within Gnosticism, one of the central myths is the fall of Sophia, the personification of wisdom. According to this narrative, Sophia, a celestial being, attempted to create something on her own, without the participation of the supreme divinity. This act resulted in the creation of the demiurge, an imperfect entity who brought the material world and the Archons into being, trapping humanity in ignorance. This metaphor can be understood in the Thelemic context as the confusion that arises when we attempt to impose our superficial will rather than attuning to the divine will that resides in our core. The myth of Sophia is the story of lost wisdom and corrupted knowledge, but it is also the story of redemption, of returning to the original state of unity with the divine. In Thelema, this search is mirrored in the quest for the knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel. This is the quest for the understanding of our true will, which is ultimately the key to our true freedom. In Thelema, we have a ritual of supreme importance that encapsulates this Gnostic quest, Liber XV, the Gnostic Mass. For those unfamiliar with the rite, it is not merely a religious ceremony, but a living formula, an alchemical enactment that leads participants to a deeper understanding of the mysteries of being. The Gnostic Mass was conceived as a way to symbolically reveal the mystical union between opposites. The priest and priestess represent the solar and lunar forces, the conscious and unconscious, the divine masculine and feminine, which, when united at the altar, mirror the union of spirit and matter, soul and body. During the Mass, the bread and wine are consecrated and consumed as a sacramental act of transmutation, where the material becomes spiritual and the spiritual becomes material. This is the true purpose of Gnostic practice in Thelema, not to deny the world, but to transform it and redeem it through knowledge and will. To fully understand the role of Gnosticism in Thelema, we must deeply reflect on the concept of will. In Thelema, will refers to our divine essence, to that aspect of ourselves that is eternal and true. But to access this will, we must first unveil the layers of illusion and falsehood that surround us. In Gnosticism, this unveiling is symbolized by the soul's ascent through the realms controlled by the Archons. Each level requires the soul to shed an aspect of its false identity and come closer to its true nature. In Thelema, this process can be seen as the journey of the adept who, through spiritual progress, dismantles the constructs of the ego and aligns with their true will. It is important to note that while traditional Gnosticism often views the material world as a prison, Thelema does not endorse such a rigid, dualistic view. Instead, we seek the union of the spiritual with the material, the full manifestation of will in the world. There is no separation between the divine and the mundane, for all is part of the great cycle of solve et coagula, dissolution and recomposition. At the heart of this Gnostic journey in Thelema is the quest for the knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel. This angel is not an external figure, but rather the personification of our deepest will, that which is in total alignment with the divine. The guardian angel is our guide beyond the realms of the Archons, the beacon that illuminates the path to true spiritual freedom. The process of attaining knowledge and conversation is deeply personal and spiritual. It is not a rigid formula, but a journey of self-discovery that each individual must undertake for themselves. The Gnosticism of Thelema constantly reminds us that truth cannot be imposed from outside. It can only be found within. Now, it is important to acknowledge the central role of love in Thelema. Love is the law, love under will. This is the formula that governs our practice. In the Gnosticism of Thelema, love is the force that unites all things. We do not speak of a merely sentimental or emotional love, but of a cosmic force, a universal attraction that is the very nature of the divine. This love is what leads us to Gnostic union, to the transcendence of opposites, to the fullness of being. True Gnosticism in Thelema does not seek separation or denial of the world, but rather its transformation. Through love and will, we manifest the divine in the material world, transmuting matter into spirit and spirit into matter. This is the great work, the magnum opus of Thelema. Gnosticism in Thelema is a living, dynamic practice, a continuous quest for the knowledge of our will and the realization of our true self. It is not a dogmatic system, but a spiritual journey that calls us to transcend the limitations of matter and find the divine within ourselves. Brothers and sisters, the quest for knowledge is the quest for our own freedom. He who knows his will knows his true nature, and he who knows his true nature transcends the limitations imposed by the Archons of the material world. May we always seek this knowledge, and may our will guide us beyond the shadows, towards the infinite light. Love is the law, love under will. I hope this Gnostic journey inspires you in your own practices, and that together we may tread the path of truth. As we conclude this journey through the veils of knowledge, allow me to share one last reflection before we part ways. Love is the law, love under will. These transcendental words resonate in the essence of our existence, a constant reminder that even in the shadows of the unknown, the power of love is the light that guides our path. The pursuit of truth, the exploration of mysteries, all of it is permeated by the fabric of love, intricately woven with our deepest will. As you venture forth on your own journeys, may love be your compass and will, your flame. I thank you for sharing this time in this sanctuary of wisdom. May the revelations we've uncovered together inspire you to continue your quest for knowledge and truth. Until our next encounter in the corridors of mystery, may love and will always be with you.